Hey y'all. So yeah, I got time today. This is a long video alert, long post alert, whatever you want to call it. I just want to shed light on just me getting back from deployment almost a year ago. Okay, it's not news. And just me being engaged now, that's new. And just talking about, shedding light on that, losing friends, gaining friends, and how I'm moving past that. So I literally wrote down some notes, wrote down my story. So if you see me going back and forth, it's because I'm really trying to not skip anything and leave anything out. So ever since I got back from deployment, everything for me has been a little awkward, from friends acting different, family acting different, people treating me differently, just everything's different. And I've considered myself a different person too. Like, I've learned to cope with things by myself. I've learned how to deal with issues and problem solve by myself. While I was away, I kept in touch with my friends. They kept in touch with me. But there was a lot of my life out there that they've missed, and vice versa. So I just want to shed some light on, people who have grown mentally, both physically. I consider myself one of those people. Everyone who knows me previously knew I was, quick to fight somebody, quick to argue, or just, really compassionate person is what I consider myself. So when I'm quick to just react to something, it's because I'm compassionate about it. But I've learned to hone that and just control that. And I feel like I think about things now before I say them, if that makes sense. So I'm less defensive now. And I feel like the deployment taught me that. It gave me time to kind of self-heal, self-recognize. And also, I was out there, I met the love of my life again. We rekindled an old flame. My boo Chavis, I love him. Rekindled that old flame. Building relationships, starting new relationships prior to the deployment and after. And that's kind of the story that I'm going to tell you about. I had 3 friends who I will not reveal those names of these women, but I will refer to them as K, E, and I. So remember those 3 names, K, E, and I. K, I knew since I was 14. We go way back, we were best friends. I consider her my sister. E is K's brother's baby mother. So K's brother has a kid with E. So they're basically sisters too, So E is K's brother, like I said, the baby mother. Our friendship evolved after she moved to Atlanta, and we were able to bond a bit more. So I've known her for, quite a few years. Lastly, me and I, that's the 3rd female, went to college together, and she was another one of my best friends. I was able to introduce both E and K, okay? I linked them up before I got deployed. They both bonded, E and I bonded, okay? Super quick, because they both have kids, they're both single Black females, and they kind of bonded over that. Perfect, they hit it off. We would all hang out, we would go party together before I got deployed. They would hang and we would all hang together. Cool, fucking great. So during my deployment, they remained friends and would FaceTime me occasionally to check in on me. But I noticed that the calls would only come when they were both together. Sometimes I would get annoyed because it almost felt like it was being thrown in my face that they were hanging out without me. So here they are, 2 females that I introduced, okay? They're hanging out without me while I'm on deployment. Great, cool. I'm not jealous or anything, but it's okay, cool, y'all want to hang out, but why do y'all all have to call me when y'all are hanging out? It's just kind of all right. Why do y'all both have to call me at the same time? I get it, y'all hang out, cool. It's they were throwing it in my face. But whatever, I didn't think too much of it. I really didn't stress about it. I was just real appreciative that, they checked up on me. And occasionally, K would also reach out and vice versa. I always tried to keep in contact with my family and friends, but the time difference in Kuwait sucked. My mornings were their nights, and I was always working. So it was stressful sometimes. So fast forward, okay? Here's where the drama started. This is a long story. I hope y'all ready. We already like 5 minutes in. All right. May 18th, 2019. Kay woke up to a text from a female who her boyfriend at the time had cheated on with, saying, so obviously, me trying to be the good friend, I began to comfort her and explain to her that, she deserves the truth. She should confirm with D about this message and receive. She received. David confirms everything the woman is saying is true. I asked her what she's going to do. She starts blaming herself, and I assure her that it's not her fault and how she shouldn't blame herself, and it's a good thing that she doesn't currently have any ties to him. Like, she's not married to this guy. She don't got no kids by this nigga. Like, you good. You can just pack your shit and go, because they share an apartment together, okay? So fast forward, they fucking break up. June 28th, she's still living in an apartment with him. They're broken up, but they're still living together. So I will constantly tell her, like, hey, how are you supposed to heal from this if you're still stuck in that, situation? She's in control of her own life. So she chose to stay there, do her thing. They decided to try to make it work. Cool. So she starts looking for an apartment though, because she realizes, she does need her space. I supported her. I even kept checking on her, like, hey, did you find something? What's going on with the situation? Blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I'm working on my relationship with my now fiance, while I'm out in Kuwait, but I'm not telling anybody about it because this time in my life, I decided to keep my relationship private and dear to me because it was really like working out, and I appreciated it. And in my previous relationship, I told my friends every fucking thing that went on. And I noticed that whenever I would do that, they would give me advice and I would follow it. Like, I never did anything on my own. So like I said, this deployment was growth for me. I learned to keep shit private and I learned to handle issues on my own, which is why I got a ring now, because I don't listen to single friends. I don't let people persuade me into my decisions with my relationship. I keep my shit private, and that's what I show y'all on social media. That's all y'all get. All y'all need to know is that I'm happy and we good over here. All right, so okay, back to the story. During the entire breakup, in the process of them working it out, she's on social media talking shit about the ex, the guy, okay, and talking shit about the female that he cheated on her with. So I decided to comment underneath the post, basically not agreeing with what she was saying. I'm basically like, hey, I said her name, so I'm gonna bleep that out. But basically saying, hey, like, why are you saying this? Like, if y'all trying to work it out, what's the point of talking shit? So I wasn't agreeing with what she was saying, and the backlash I got from that was ridiculous. She was upset about me not being on her side and about the sub comments and sub tweets, and how I should have been supportive to whatever she was saying. But a supportive friend wouldn't let you go out like that. Like, you're looking like a clown, talking shit about your ex and the girl he cheated on you with. Meanwhile, you laid up in a bed with this nigga. So make it make sense. I'm trying to talk to her and tell her, like, hey, what you're doing doesn't make sense. Why? Stop posting this. Stop, people can put shit together on social media. They know what you're talking about, okay? So stop putting your business out there. That's basically what I told her. So we went through a series of texts back and forth to ultimately me being blocked on her Facebook. So now this is like August 13th of, this is 2000, is this August 13th? 2019, yeah. So I'm gonna put this screenshot of the, so ultimately, I ended up getting blocked on her social media because I didn't want my friend going out the way she was going. Like, it was just a messy situation. I wanted more from her. I believe that she deserved more. She was acting like she was the side piece and the other girl won. Like, girl, you have won. use this. Let this be ammunition for you to get your shit together and stun on this nigga after. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Okay, so I get back to the States for my deployment on August 21st and move into my new apartment on the 22nd. My family and fiance help me move in, and we decide that we should have like a welcome back party / like housewarming. So I invite a few close friends. I want to name 2 people specifically because this goes into my next story. Their names from previously are E and I. In the first story, her name was K. Okay. So August 23rd, we have a small gathering. E comes, but I says she doesn't want to come because her hair isn't done. I practically begged her to come and told her, girl, like, nobody cares if your hair's not done. You know, and that I really missed her and I wanted to see her. So no luck, so she didn't come. So during the party, it's getting late. At this time, it's like 12 midnight, okay? And Chavis proposes to me at the housewarming. You know, it was subtle, but it was perfect because I was surrounded by family and friends that really wanted to be there. Those people that showed up, I didn't have to beg them to come. They just was able to witness it. And most of them knew that he was going to propose to me. So I thought that was super dope that they could be there to experience that. So I guess the next day I know I was kind of salty about not coming due to her fact that, you know, her hair wasn't done. So I know she was kind of salty about that. E ended up telling her about the whole engagement. So when I had posted it the following day, she was already aware. So that same morning, so now it's August 24th. This is that morning. I called my dad to let him know the good news. He was the only person I could think of calling because I was overwhelmed. I'm happy as fuck. Like, if anybody should know, it's my father. My mother was already there. My family was there. You know, my friends and family, they were already there. So I called my father. He was the only person who I notified by phone. Everybody else, I just told on social media. I posted it, and literally, I kid you not, 5 fucking minutes later, 5 minutes after posting this, I get this dry ass congratulations from Kay. Kay is the first girl I told you about in the first story. Mind you, Kay got all this drama going on with her ex, and her trying to find an apartment, boom, boom, boom. And, you know, we fell out. She blocked me on Facebook, okay? So why am I calling you? Or why are you coming at me like the same person who blocked me on Facebook? And I'm going to put up the screenshot. As you can see, congratulations on your engagement. Happy for you. Kind of salted I found out on social media, but nonetheless, I'm extremely happy for you both. So I hit her with the same dry ass response. Thanks. The following day, she hits me up. I know you're probably on cloud 9, as you should, but I wanted to let you know I'm sad I couldn't have been a part of such a big deal. Like, why are you continuing to down me on not telling you? Like, you're not I don't owe you nothing. Like, I don't need to run to you and be like, girl, I just got engaged. Especially when you dealing with the shit that you got going on. Like, what sense would it make for me to call and brag about my good news when you're going through such a terrible situation? I would never play you like that. I would never do some shit like that. So when you found out on social media, cool, you congratulated me, thank you. But why are you trying to continue on the drama? Like, she's all about fucking drama, and I'm not with that. I'm at a point in my life where I don't participate in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have time to talk shit on Instagram or Facebook. Like, I don't have time to do that. All right. So that's that. The following day, I received a text seeing if I was, you know, if she could talk to me. We ended up texting the following. As you can see in the car, just finished tattooing. Okay, well, I wanted to be quick. I apologize. Take things personal, and I knew you were trying to help. I know you won't tell anybody. I'm back and my mom's starting over completely, but thanks for caring enough to say what you said. I understand. I always want what's best for you, and I'm always going to say how I feel when it comes to you. I apologize for coming off so strong, and I'm glad you took this step. It's a big move on your part. I would really just like to dead the situation, no hard feelings, and thank you for reaching out. Boom. Of course, I just needed time. An argument about it ain't worth than losing a best friend. But yeah, I'm going to X all this out. Lose me as a friend, we'll talk. Boom. Okay? Everything's back to normal. We cleared the air. So now let's get back to the topic. I have a wedding coming up. Me and my fiance, Chavis, decide on 10/10/2020. Now we need to send wedding invitations out. All in all, I chose 9 bridesmaids and 1 maid of honor. Now, this decision was tough because we have these three females that I mentioned, I, K, and E, okay? Who have previously, who have been really great friends and have been there for me when I needed the most. I've known some longer than others. I've known K the longest, the one I was just talking about. But all in all, K, I, and E, they all bonded. I bond with them on different levels. I consider them all my best friends. More so K and I. Okay? E, I met through K. So I've known her for a few years, but K and I, like, those are my dogs. Were my dogs, okay? So invitations go out, and everyone has responded. All my bridesmaids, they got their invitations. They post on social media like, oh, I'm so excited. Shavana's wedding, Ross' wedding coming up. Like, everybody's showing mad love, right? Okay. Mad fucking love, right? So invitations go out. Everybody responds on social media, just really excited about being a bridesmaid. I reach out to Kay, okay, several times to see if she received hers. She finally texts me. This is her response, y'all. Dry. Okay, did you read it? Yes, gonna go online. And I tell her, like, your response is one of the driest I've ever received from all my bridesmaids. That wasn't my intentions. I just got to my mother's house, and it's clearly a homeless shelter, so I'm, okay, all right, whatever, girl. I'm happy you chose me to be a bridesmaid. I'm for real. I just thought she was referring to be one of the last to RSVP. I never said anything about you RSVPing. I'm trying to see if you accept the offer. Do you want to be my bridesmaids? Because I would be happy to fucking have you. Like, come on, girl. Give me some excitement. Like, are you excited for me being engaged? No, you gave me that dry ass congrats. Then you give me this. Like, what do you, I don't understand. Like, you would think she would be more excited for me. Because I've seen the girl excited through text. I know what excited looks like. It's emojis. Look at this shit. When she said happy birthday to me when I was in Dubai, you got the exclamation points. You got the love you. You got the exaggerated fonts. You got the emojis. Like, come on now. That's excitement. That's the girl I know. But when it came down for me getting engaged and me sending her the invitation, I get these dry responses. So don't tell me that I'm tripping, because I'm not. I know how you were excited. Like, you're my best friend. I know, I can read between the lines. Let's just say that. Okay. But no, both times, I get a dry ass response. So that let me know right there she wasn't truly happy for me, or so I thought. We talked about why her responses were the way they were, and she informed me that she was going through some things and coping with her relationship with her guy that I previously mentioned, and how she was now pregnant. She's pregnant now, okay? Great news for her, because I know that she really wants a child, and this is fucking awesome. I know she's like over the moon about this. But I was supportive, told her I'm here if she needs me. Following that conversation, we talked about the date of the wedding, 10/10/2020. She expressed to me that she was torn between coming to my wedding and attending her friend. Her friend had the same wedding date, and then they were in two different islands, so fucking crazy. So she was so conflicted that, you know what she asked me? And this was some selfish ass shit. She said, Shavana, can you please just change your wedding date? Like, what? Why would I change my wedding date just so that you could attend? This is not about you. This is about me. Why are you always making everything about you? If you can't come, Kathleen, I understand it because you had previous engagement with your friend. Cool. So I told her that, no, I'm not changing the date. This is the date that me and Chavis agreed on. And, you don't have to come, and it's no fucking hard feelings because I get it. So, I know it was a tough decision for her, but she ultimately chose to come to my wedding. She had to call her friend, tell her she wasn't coming. And to this day, I feel like that was so big of her. Like, that just erased all the drama we had previously. And I was just like, she chose me over her other friend. Like, that's amazing. Like, that shows me where our friendship lies. Like, that's my dog. Like, she's a rider for that. Fast forward, I invite I and E, okay, and my future sister-in-law, Sandy. Okay, I can say her name. I invite them all to dinner and plan to give them their wedding invitations in person because they're local. They're in Atlanta. Everybody else is ahead of mail. None of them know this was my plan, or so I thought. So I'm thinking that this is about to be a surprise. They don't know I'm about to ask them to be my bridesmaids and maid of honor, one lucky person. I had the waiter give them all their invitations, and everyone opened at the same time. And the expressions on everybody's faces was priceless. Like they were so excited that I asked them. And it might have been fake because they knew I was going to ask them to be, my maid of honor and bridesmaids, because they told me after the fact they knew I was, inviting them there to ask them. So I'm like, y'all corny. So everybody was happy. One person in particular was super happy, E, okay? Her invitation was special because I chose her to be the maid of honor. And, the reason why I chose her was because, over the years, she's been very, very supportive. She's one of the most mature people out of the group. We've been able to bond because now she's local. Before she used to live in Boston, but she's local in Atlanta. She also was one of the people who, helped me find my apartment while I was still deployed. She's also a good planner. Like, I know E is great at planning events. She planned her mother's 60 Shades of Grey party, and that shit was fucking lit. So she's really good at, planning. She showed up to my housewarming when I didn't show up, so that was love right there. And I felt like E was the best fit to be my maid of honor. So everyone at the table, well, not even everybody, I was kind of looking confused, like, why did I choose E over her? And so I had explained to her, like, well, this is the reason. And everybody agreed, Everybody was cool with the reason why. I feel like I shouldn't have had to explain why I chose my maid of honor, but whatever. I'm going to explain that to them because these are my friends. So E was kind of iffy about the idea of me choosing her only because she knew that Kay, who's all the way in Boston, was going to feel some type of way. Okay. And the reason why she felt some type of way was because previously E got invited to a wedding that Kay didn't get invited to. So they're family, and Kay didn't get invited to a family wedding. So that's why she's feeling some type of way that I chose E to be my maid of honor. That's a long story on its own. I'm not even going to talk about it. All right. So now the cat's out the bag, and everybody knows what role they're going to play. I have to explain it to everybody. Everybody's in agreement. We talk about how Kay is going to be upset. Cool, whatever. I'll explain it to her when the time comes. Okay? Because I don't give a fuck. It's my day. I don't care. I'm choosing who I want to choose. I don't want no regrets. And I felt really confident choosing the people I chose going into this. I didn't have no concerns, no issues, no nothing. But this shit does a complete 180. All right. Cool. So I start the bridal party group chat. As you can see, hey ladies, thank you all for accepting the invitations to meet myself and Chavis's wedding on the 10th. Oh, wait a minute. 10/10/2020. I know you all are probably wondering why I'm sending this group text. You wonderful ladies are the official bridesmaids. Myself will be communicating with you. And then everybody starts introducing themselves. Literally, right after I sent that group text, okay, 1 minute after, as you can see the timestamp, Kay hits me up. And y'all can just read through this. So here's my issue. My wedding, right? It's about me. It's not about you. So when I explained to her why I chose her, and she tried to flip the script and say, it's not who you chose, it's how you told me. What do you mean how I told you? You mad because you found out through a text? You was mad that you found out on social media that I was engaged. Like what? You're not the first person I run to now, okay? We've had so many issues prior to this where it's like, anything I don't tell you, you have a problem with. So I had to explain to her over the phone, like, hey, I'm at a new place in my life where I don't run and tell everybody everything that's going on in my relationship. When I choose to tell people, it's how I want to choose to tell them. I don't do shit how you want it to be done. So you would think at this point, I want you to be my wedding. I asked you to be my wedding. You accepted it. Humble yourself. This is not about you. Why can't you just support me as my friend, as my bridesmaid, and say, hey, I'm there for you. If you need it, let me know. Like, suck that shit up. If you feel some type of way that I chose somebody else over you, why you gonna let me know that shit? Like, that's extra drama that I don't need. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be at my wedding side-eyeing E. Like, come on now. Like, it's immature of her, and I try to explain that to her. Like, hey, at the end of the day, I chose who I want to choose. This is the reason why. But she flipped the script and made it seem like the reason why she's mad is because she found out in a group text. Everybody found out in a group text. So what's the problem? But let me keep going, okay? So basically, because all this petty drama and back and forth and her making it about her not being the chosen one, I decided to kick her out of the wedding. It's what everybody was requesting. And by everyone, I mean E and I. All three of us are conversing about this dumb drama bullshit, okay? And I didn't want to be stressed on the day of my wedding and having these ladies side-eyeing each other, like I said, and just dealing with the stress, period. I don't want it. I don't need anyone in my wedding that can't humble themselves and just be there for me when I need them. It's not about nobody else but me. This one time, I can low-key say or high-key say, it's not about y'all. It's about me. Me and my baby. It's not about y'all. So all this extra back and forth shit is unnecessary. Fast forward a few months to January 2020. I leave to go to Kuwait to visit my fiance because he's still out there contracting until the wedding. I'm there for about 2 weeks because I plan on coming back to attend E's cabin trip. Unfortunately, I found out that while I'm in Kuwait, my grandmother passes away. So I leave Kuwait, and literally right after I get to Atlanta, I drive to North Carolina to go, lay my grandmother to rest, go to her funeral. Literally that same day, I drive back to Atlanta. I think I spent a night in North Carolina, and the day afterwards, her funeral. So literally that same night, I drive back to Atlanta, and I show up at E's cabin trip. Because, that's my dog. That's my maid of honor, I'm going to be there to support her regardless of what's going on. And also at this point, like, I need to be surrounded by friends, family, and I just need to get my mind taken off of, like, the passing of my grandmother. I wanted to be in a uplifting space, an exciting space. Like, I needed this for me. So I wasn't gonna miss a cabin trip for the world. That's my girl. I wasn't gonna miss her trip. Incident 1. I'm gonna try to speed this up. So her cabin trip started off great. We did a wine tasting, ate tacos, and had a gourmet chef. I got to meet some of her friends who flew in from New York and Florida, and just got a whole vibe, which I needed. But the last day at the cabin was the most ghetto shit I ever seen. E showed her ass. Actually, the entire time she did. Her rude comments and bossy attitude during the entire trip caught the attention of both me and I. Like, we were both looking like, yo, why is E acting like this? Like, why, but we got it. It's your birthday. You want to show out? Cool. We gonna forgive you this time. But after this shit, bitch, that's your ass. All right, bet. So let's get back to the last night at the cabin. E must have been upset about a guy. I still don't know what about, but I know it was over a guy she was talking to at the time. She was texting on her phone the entire night, uninterested in, like, the drinking games, all the activities, that we had planned for the night. We even sang happy birthday, and she just ungratefully just Thank you. And walked to her room. Yes, she did. Just like that, attitude and all, walked to her fucking room. So myself and the rest of the ladies gathered and talked about why E was acting that way. We all agreed to just go run in her room and cheer her up, even if it meant pulling her out of her bed and getting her to turn up with us. You know, because it's her birthday week. Like, we all traveled from outside of the state to come be with her. So we just so after we tried to do that, we run in her room, we jump all over her like, come on. So we did just that, and E snapped on every single one of us. Like, she went off. She's like, why the fuck are y'all on me? I just need a minute to breathe. Like, I heard y'all out there talking shit. And then we're looking like nobody was talking trash. We actually was talking about coming in and doing this exact thing. Like, you have an attitude. Like, what's going on with you tonight? So, like, she just went the fuck off on all of us. So much so that her friends were just like, oh no, bitch, we about to pack our shit and we're leaving. We're rebooking our flights and we're leaving tonight. So nobody ended up leaving. She ended up apologizing to the group, but it was just like, how do you treat people like shit and expect people to support you? How do you do that to somebody? It's people who flew out to see you and you treat them like shit. So that's strike one. Incident number 2. Fast forward a few days after the cabin trip, I noticed, I kind of stopped liking my posts on Instagram and just social media in general. Prior to that, she always showed love, used to shout me out sometimes, So I asked her about it, as you guys can read the text. So I believe this was unnecessary. All I asked was why she hasn't liked my post, and I got an entire life read and diagnosed with me suffering from some type of fucking unknown depression. Okay, that wasn't the case at all. Like, I literally just felt like you weren't being truthful, because I always post my photos from my page stories so that people can see it. Because the way Instagram's analytics are, nobody will see that shit. So I make sure I double post, and I know she sees them because I can see who views my posts. So I just thought it was weird that she just hit me with the bullshit. I don't be seeing them, and I wasn't gonna let it slide. But I don't think I was malicious in my response, so I feel like I didn't deserve that long ass read. It was wild. And I feel like she said I've been treating the people I love like shit. Are you the people? I've been treating you like shit. You never once said anything to me about it. So I felt like that was a defense. Like, she felt like I was coming at her, so she just had to throw anything in the air. If you felt like I've been treating you like shit, why have you never said anything to me about it? You waited to this very moment to go in on me. You see that long ass paragraph. I couldn't even get a word in. I was confused, lost as fuck. But if you felt that way, why wouldn't you have told me that initially? Is that why you stopped liking my photos? Because that's what it seems like. You came with this long ass essay just to prove your point on why I haven't, like, how I'm tripping. It just didn't make any sense. Whatever. So we end up talking on the phone, we squash it, and we both come to the agreement that, tones via text can't be interpreted. Sometimes it comes off as like being rude or aggressive, and we was like, all right, bet, if we feel some type of way, let's pick up the phone and call each other, because it's not that deep. I just asked a simple question. So we squashed it. Incident 3. A few days right after this, I get a text, not a call, from I with the following: So now I'm pissed. Because not only have you both agreed to come to my wedding, y'all both were there during the planning phase. Y'all knew it was going to be a destination wedding. Y'all sat there at that table and said yes. Y'all could have said no. You knew you was going to have to save money to go on this trip, okay? So this is the issue. These two are backpedaling and thinking of not attending because of their funds. I understand that, but it's like, you committed to this. You're my maid of honor. You are the maid of honor, okay? But they both agreed prior. Mind you, they still had 6 or 7 months to save up. But cool, no biggie, we'll figure it out. Incident number 4, okay? From February 8th to February 19th, I hear nothing from them. Nobody hits me up, no text, no call, nothing. The initial conversation via text, nobody hits me up, okay? I try to maintain conversation. I'm super cordial. I even go to visit Ebony at her crib. I text in the group, little small talk, and that's the only conversation. Nobody initiated shit with me. Nobody apologized, no nothing. So I try to keep things cordial because I noticed nobody was talking in the group chat. But I'm making small talk. Here you can see, welcome back. Glad you made it safe. I hit them up for Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Small talk. So February 19th. I sent the following text. I sent the follow-up because, y'all not texting me. I'm doing all the talking when I should be upset right now. Y'all canceled on me. So I hit them with the, hey, y'all coming or not? Like this, I need to know. So this is what I say. So I sent this to both I and E. Okay. They both hit me with the same response. Hey, after careful consideration, I don't think I'll be able to make your wedding. Boom, bet. I knew y'all wasn't coming at this point. So I don't even know why y'all was trying to ride that. Y'all acting real funny, not talking to me. Like, if y'all not coming, y'all not coming at this point. Let me suck it up early versus later. Let me know now versus when it gets closer to the fucking wedding. Because then I'm going to be pissed, okay? So, and that's that on that. No hard feelings on my end. I even hit them up the following day. I text her, found out that I is having a hat launch. So I say, great. Do you need help setting up for the event? Blah, blah, blah. You can see the text. Ask if she needs help setting up. She said, sure. Her and E planned this whole event. So they didn't even include me, but I wanted to be helpful. I asked if they needed help and they said yes, but nobody hit me up. Okay. So I go to the event and girl, boy, the fucking shade. Mind you, I haven't spoke to these two. Nobody's talking to me, okay? But the shade I go when I get there. We haven't addressed the big elephant in the room about them dropping out of the wedding, okay? There's no apologies, no nothing. But I know this is not the time and place because this is someone's event. So I go to the event and me and I both compliment each other like, oh girl, you look cute. Like I got that dress, that color in my, I got that same color shirt as a dress. Like you match me, girl. Like you look cute, whatever. So I go to the event in the fucking shade. Like I had twisted my hair the night before and I goes, oh, your hair looks clean. All right, it's a little early for this because, mind you, we have not talked since you dropped out of my wedding. So that little joke that you just made kind of hurt a little bit, but I brushed it off because we do talk shit to each other, like in a joking manner, it's all love. So I don't know if that's where she was coming from or if she was just being shady because the whole her and E dropping out of the wedding. So I excused it, The difference between, how we play with each other when we're in a good space is like we're in a good space, so it doesn't affect me in that negative light. There's not any malicious content behind it when we're in a good space, but we're not right now. So I feel like it was kind of malicious, but I let it slide, whatever. Okay. So after the event, I invite myself, and I was hanging with my homegirl Smith at the time. Her name is Jasmine, called last name Smith, military. She invites me, Smith, and E out to dinner, which is like upstairs from the venue. So we go out to dinner. E pulls out her phone and she starts talking about her cousin's wedding. I'm just like, I'm fucking drunk as hell. I'm just drinking like, yeah, we gotta go. Let me chug my drink. And he's just talking about the wedding, like talking about, you know, all the details. Like, yeah, my cousin's getting married. Look at her dress. It's so cute. So I'm just like, not even thinking anything of it. And we leave and I'm talking to my friend Jasmine. She was like, girl, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, I mean, I think I'm good. And she was like, well, I think that was real disrespectful how they talked about somebody else's wedding in front of you and couldn't even talk about yours because they dropped out of yours. There was no apology. There was no nothing. And I'm like, I noticed that shit the whole night. There was mad shade thrown against me. Like, why the fuck would you talk about somebody else's wedding after you said, hey, I can't come to yours? And not even apologize about not coming to mine. Like, I felt like if y'all want to talk about a wedding, let's talk about mine and why y'all can't go. Because we still didn't talk about it. But I left it alone. You know, I just thought that day, it was major shade. It was fucked up. And I would never do somebody like that. So again, I'm still trying to be the bigger person here. You would think I would be pissed, right? You would think I would never talk to these ladies again. But I still try to keep it cordial. I invite them to my convention, okay? I had a 3-day convention. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? That's me asking, okay? Now, here's why I'm upset. Okay? She says she's gonna make it. She's down, okay? Hit me with the, when is the event? I have a client. Okay, first of all, I sent you the event details. And which day do you have the client? She didn't tell me which day she had the client, so I just assumed, okay, she's definitely not coming. Because you didn't even specify which one of those days you were busy. You just said, oh, I have a client. So you think that dismisses all the days to where you're busy? I'm guessing so. She was busy the whole week. Bet. So I had the tattoo convention. The shit went great. Made a lot of money. And I text the group saying, hey, y'all want to come over for tacos before I go to London? London? Well, you didn't have the money to go to my wedding, so how you going to London? But I'm not counting nobody's pockets. Please explain, like how? So I hit him with the no, like I'm not going. Thanks for asking about my event. And you can read through. So please tell me if I'm wrong for feeling the way I'm feeling. I feel like I had to tell them about themselves because they've both been very dismissive. Nobody's been talking to me. Nobody apologized. Like, everything's been through text. When you cancel on somebody at a serious event like this, you don't just text them like, hey, I can't come, or hey, I'm not gonna make it. You pick up the phone and you talk to that person. Like, make a sincere apology. And just like we had that little disagreement, me and I, we both said you can't read tones through text, right? So I can tell if you were sincere through that text saying, oh, sorry, I can't make it. Like, to me, it was like you didn't give a fuck, okay? And then my whole thing is like, you try to, what's the word? Gaslight me into thinking that I'm tripping about this whole situation, about you not liking my post, about you guys being like real shady towards me. You know, like, I just feel like from me getting back from Kuwait, everything has changed with you guys. You guys talk about my energy being off and me vibrating on a higher level. Like, who says that to somebody? Like, I literally had to look that word up, that phrase up, and see what it meant. And I found out that it means I'm vibrating at a lower level, like I'm not worthy of either talking to, or I'm negative Nancy. And that's not where I was coming from at all. Like, I just wanted to get down to the bottom of everything. And to me, honestly, all this came off as they just didn't support what I was trying to do. I'm looking at the bigger picture, and that's what I'm seeing, that they weren't supportive of what I was trying to do. For me coming back from the deployment, the new apartment, the art events that I had, the fucking conventions, like, they didn't support me, but they supported me when I offered them services, when I wanted to have them come over the house to do eyelashes. It was a free service to them. When I wanted to, I had to come over for eyelashes. It was a free service for them. Of course, they supported me in that aspect. It was to the point where it's like, I don't know if y'all just want to do the free shit with me or what. Like, what's the problem? So I say all this is a long ass story to just say that when you get engaged, married, just choose your party wisely. You don't want to choose people who you second guess and think they might not be a good candidate. Sometimes you don't see it in the beginning, but through events you'll see it. Not everybody has your best interest in mind. Sometimes it comes off as jealousy. And in this case, I hate to say it, but I really don't think any of these ladies were happy for me. Even after this last text, this was our last time talking, I had unfollowed both of them because I can't follow somebody or be supportive of somebody, or just be like, I can't be friends with somebody who says this shit to me. So I unfollowed them. They both still followed me, check my stories fucking every day, every second. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit about y'all if that's why y'all keep coming back to my page, whatever. So me and my fiance, we buy our house. They see the post, they didn't like it, and they literally unfollowed me that day. That's how I knew, my friends, bitches was jealous. People was jealous. They wasn't happy for anything that I had going on in my life. And I say this to say, sometimes you outgrow people, and that's okay. Those people that you outgrow have to be willing to accept that growth from you and be willing to still be friends and move on from it. Some people can't see past that. They think that you're acting different, you acting bougie, you acting, whatever. And they don't see past that growth. They just see you acting different. I've never been the one to toot my own horn. I don't brag about the shit that I have. What I have, I can help you get it too. I'll tell you the secrets. I'll tell you the cheat code. I don't flaunt and brag about the shit I have. I've never been on no malicious shit to anybody. But I'm tired of being silent about this. Like, it's still been bothering me since January. Like, I've been trying to move past it. But like with this whole wedding situation, like, I've been having more and more people drop out, more bridesmaids drop out, for valid reasons. And I'm not upset with anybody. It's just this particular incident with these women, because they've been really important to me in my life. This shit hurt. And I couldn't believe that these 3 women were acting like this when it's such a big moment in my life, that they weren't supportive of it. So I know this is a long ass video, and I'm sure you guys are gonna comment some negative stuff. You might be in support of what I just said, but at the end of the day, the message that I'm trying to say here is that your friends ain't always there to support you. Sometimes they're just there to listen to your gossip, and when you ain't got shit to feed them, when you got shit going in your life and they don't see that negative shit that's going on in your life, they're not interested anymore. Like Issa and fucking Molly. Okay, Molly seen Issa coming up. She was more mature. I didn't have no more drama, and Molly was just like, "Oh, so you don't need me no more," and started acting a fucking fool. Some friends are like that. Like, I still needed them. I don't know if they knew that, but I felt like because I was doing so good and not telling them the negative shit that's going on in my life and just being private about my relationship, they weren't supportive of it. And that's what I'm getting from all of this. You mean to tell me these two females that I introduced, they was my friends that I introduced, they just flipped the script and turned on me? And the one before that, Kay, she's a me monster. Like, everything was about her. My own wedding was about her and why I didn't choose her or why I couldn't change my dates. Like, bruh, this whole situation is just a mess. I hope this don't ever happen to anybody, but this is my engagement, bridal shower, bridal party, wedding horror story. The moral of the story is you might lose friends, you might gain some, but you live. You live to fight another day. But leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry for ranting and going in, but I really just needed to vent. This video is therapeutic for me, and I needed to express this. I think after this, I'm gonna be okay. I won't ever speak about it anymore.